CityTV Sports presents the basketball game of the week. Here we are at Olympian Gymnasium. Leuzinger High School welcomes in Palos Verdes Sea Kings. Good evening, everybody. Along with Rufus Washington, I'm Lou Stowers, and this is going to be a big game for both clubs because Palos Verdes sits in third place, and Leuzinger Olympians, well, they're back in the pack at 1-3.
Boy, they're pulling up the rear. You're exactly right. Only West is beneath them, and that's their only win in league play. Right now, they're fighting for their playoff lives. We talked to Coach Provaz, and he understands that this team has to finish at least 6-4, maybe 5-5 will get them in, but they're hoping for that 6. But they've got to get started tonight, Lou. There's not a lot of room left, and there's virtually no margin for error.
Well, why don't we take a look at the Bay League standings, Rufus, as you see Redondo at the very top there, and they are 5-0. Palos Verdes Peninsula is at 3-1, and that's really the key because the Leuzinger Olympians have not played Peninsula yet.
They've not played them. They've got 2 against them. And if the schedule is correct, they play them back-to-back, Monday night and Tuesday night, which is a rarity, to say the least, that you play on back-to-back nights.
And with that game, those 2 games in tonight's game, Leuzinger could be right back in it.
They could be right back in it, but it all comes down to wins. I mean, they know what they've got to do. From here on out, it's execution. I think they've got some pretty good odds in their favor the rest of the way. You know, they've already faced everybody with the exception of Peninsula, so they know what to expect, and that'll work for you. And the other part is most of the remaining games will be here at home. Just like they've got Palos Verdes tonight, they have Redondo coming into here, so they've got a chance to make some hay on their home court.
And they love to play at Lou House, and Sebastian Spencer is going to be watching the Sea Kings tonight, and they won their first league game in 20 games. They have a new head coach in Greg Clark who's really brought a new attitude.
Definitely. Greg Clark has these guys playing very respectable basketball right now. Record coming in at 11-10, and they look to prove something tonight. This one is going to be a really good matchup. Both of these teams gave Redondo a little bit of trouble, so this should be a great, interesting matchup between those two as well. And then one other thing we got to look at is we got to look at the big guy on the inside for Palos Verdes. He's the one that's stirring everything up for them right now, and they have a couple shooters as well that can really make this thing go. So we'll see if they can get it going tonight.
All right, thanks, Sebastian. Tyler Colon and Connor McKeeve are the 2 key players for the Sea Kings. And Rufus, what does Leuzinger have to do to get revenge against Palos Verdes?
Well, they've got to get their main man going. That's Devon Abner. He averages 18 points. Tyrone Edwards, who has just been a demon the last couple of games, both offensively and defensively. Isaac Stale at the guard has got to help out. And, of course, we know that Mookie's got to do his thing, which he did last time. He's the defending Tip of the Hat Award winner. All right, so we expect another good game from him tonight.
All right, let's talk to Egidio DeLeu about these Leuzinger Olympians. They played Redondo the other night, and how did that game go?
Well, we talked to Coach Ali Provaz and said it was a pretty good game for the Leuzinger Olympians. Unfortunately, a loss, but they hung in there. It was very close in the first half. The second half, Redondo didn't make any mistakes, and they ended up making all their free throws and winning the ball game. Tonight, for the key for Leuzinger, they have to ride Devon Abner, number 0. He leads the team in points, rebounds, and assists. He's the guy that the Olympians have to go to knock on the Sea Kings. They hold the destiny in their own hands here tonight in the Bay League.
So it's mistake-free basketball for the Leuzinger Olympians to get over the Palos Verdes Sea Kings tonight. This will get to the tip-off in the opening lineups right after this.
Hi, I'm Donnell Beverly from the University of Connecticut, home of the 2011 National Championship UConn Huskies basketball team, and your Leuzinger Olympians.
Beverly around the back, follow-away jumper, good, beautiful shot.
It wasn't too long ago that I was playing basketball right here.
I just want to thank him for having me here. I'm honored to play here.
And the Huskies are the top dog in 2011.
Winning the NCAA championship has always been a goal of mine, but so is getting a great education that will last me a lifetime. You can achieve your goals too. All you have to do is work hard and dream hard, and you can do anything you put your mind to.
We're going to join center courts right over the scorer's table, and here's our national anthem. big finish by one of the Leuzinger High School basketball team members, I do believe, Rufus. And there's Coach Ali Parvaz in his 4th year for the Leuzinger Olympians, 69-36. He's assisted by Bobby Rhodes and Charlie Schreier and Terry Autry. First will be the Palos Verdes Sea Kings, 11-10 overall, 3-2 and 3rd in the Bay League, and they've won 2 in a row under first-year head coach Greg Clark. Here's their point guard, just a sophomore, number 1, Will Yoon. 6'7" power forward Tyler Colon, wearing number 2. Their other big shooter, number 11, Tyler McKee, and he's a 6-foot senior. Number 21, one of the wings, Jake Peterson, a 6'2" senior. And in the middle, it's number 42, Jordan Hazard, a power forward. He is 6'4". And the Leuzinger Olympians, they're 8-13, 1-3 in the Bay League. They lost at Redondo, 61-46 their last game, but they're 2-1 here at Lou House. Number 0, Devon Abner, actually number 23, Isaac Stell, a 5'9" senior, averaging about 12 points a game. Ernest Anderson, wearing number 2, he's a 5'11" senior. Number 22 is Tyrone Edwards, a 6'2" senior, averaging about 6 points a game. Number 33, the man in the middle, Devontae Mookie Carr, and he's a 6'5" junior, averaging about 5.5 points a game. And the man, number 0, Damon Abner, is 5'8", 130 pounds, just a junior, averaging over 18 points a ball game. And Rufus, we talked about it in the pregame show, this game here is their most important game of the season.
Well, it certainly is, Lou. I mean, because you talk about having a need to win, and of course, that starts tonight. And again, as I said in the pregame, not a lot of room for error there on their part, and so we'll see.
And tonight's officials, Mike Estes and Erskine Robinson. And Mike Estes will put the ball in play. There you see Terry Autry talking with Ali Parvaz in the black shirt and the gray sweater vest. Looks like they're pretty relaxed for tonight's game. As we get things underway, it'll be Tyler Colon jumping against Mookie Carr. And Colon gets the tip. The Sea Kings have the ball first. Yoon brings the ball up front to Connor McKee. Back to Colon, and he puts it up and in. A quick 2-0 lead for the Sea Kings.
Colon, a Division I prospect, getting some looks at some local California schools, such as San Luis Obispo. And of course, we know they've had luck recruiting down here. Just a couple of years ago, they took from Peninsula, Reese Morgan, who was a shooter deluxe.
Well, at UCSB, Eric Childress. So Big West really likes the Bay League. Just the start of things. Glad you joined us. A long three-pointer by Isaac Stell off to the right. Rebound off to Will Yoon.
And that was a good look by Stell. Just came a little short on it.
Colon with it, and now we have a foul underneath. Loose ball foul with 7:05 left in the first. And was that on?
No, he called it on number 2 for the Olympians, and of course that's Ernest Anderson.
So first personal, first team foul. There's McKeeve with a three-point try. The rebound comes down to Anderson. Back comes Abner. Bless you.
Thank you.
Abner, bounce pass to Stell. Whipped around back to Abner for 3. Looks good, just a little bit long. Rebound taken down by Hazard. And Yoon is fouled by Tyrone Edwards.
And that's an early foul on Tyrone, and he's the one guy this Leuzinger team, game in and game out, cannot afford to have in foul trouble, as you see the foul call there.
Will Yoon, again, just a sophomore, and Coach Greg Clark really likes young Mr. Yoon. Peterson with it.
Well, this being his first year, as you mentioned, I'm not sure if he knows who to like and not to like. You know?
That's right.
But
I know
but,
I
but
like
he does
him.
like his team. I mean, you're right. Very personable coach. You know, he talked about the monkey that had been on their back with 20 straight league losses and how, you know, they've eradicated that. They, in fact, have 3 league wins.
Stell for 3. Got it. We like Ike.
And Ike gets the Olympians on the board and gives them their first lead at 3-2 here in the early going.
Yoon going all the way. Probably shouldn't have done that, but the rebound is taken down by the Olympians. And Isaac Stell almost traveled and gets the sweet roll off the glass for 5 points.
Leuzinger has 5, Stell has 5. Do the math.
Hazard with it, goes down the lane, count it. Or is it going to go the other way? Okay. So that's on Jordan Hazard, his first personal. Let's watch the replay. And getting knocked to the ground was Ernest Anderson. So a timeout on the floor taken by the Sea Kings.
And with that timeout, Coach Clark, you know, having seen his team jump out to a 2-0 lead in the very early going, that basket, of course, courtesy of Tyler Cologne. But then the last couple of trips have gone the Olympians' way, and they've responded with a 5-0 spurt here in the early going of the first quarter. We're barely 2.5 minutes in, fans.
And we got a chance to talk to Greg Clark, and boy, what a nice guy he is. He comes from the East Coast, and you could tell that that kid has been a gym rat all of his life, and as you see, all he provides.
And has done, and like you say, you have to acknowledge that he's done a commendable job here with 11 wins already on the season and 3 league wins for a program that's really struggled in the Bay League. Some question whether or not they were a Bay League caliber team because they did endure the 20 consecutive losses in league action.
Carr Wade out front, now gets it out. Now down underneath to Edwards, has it fumbled and stolen away.
That's a turnover against the Olympians.
McKeeve gives it to Cologne. Now over to Peterson. He drives the lane. Too hard off the rim, and the rebound comes down to Abner. 5:45 left to go. Isaac Stell looking for number 2. Just missed that one, Rufus.
Just missed, but he feels like he's got the hot hand tonight and his shooting stroke, and that's the key.
Last year, Palos Verdes 0-10 in the league and 7-20 overall.
And this year they're 11-10 and with 3 wins in the league. Here's another one.
He got it. 8 points for Isaac Stell. Count that one. No. Yes, count that one. Hazard gets 2. He'll get the and one. So they give that to Isaac.
No, they give it to Stell, 23.
So Hazard gets his first bucket of the game. Snaps the 8-0 run by the Olympians. And does his job and makes the free throw with 3 points. Makes it a 3-point game. Coming down to the 4-minute mark, and there you see the Sea Kings getting ready with some substitutions. And that pass was tipped away, but Isaac Stell gets it back.
Still plenty of time on the shot clock. That shot by Abner doesn't go.
The rebound was put up, and that didn't go either. And the rebound goes off of the Sea Kings. I believe that went off of Jake Peterson, and it remains Olympians ball. Peterson and Yoon out of the game. In is Lucas Cooper, the football player, and Tyler Moore. Inside, nice shot by Tyrone Edwards, getting the inside advantage.
And there's a guy who can handle himself in a crowd as well, in a football environment, if that's what's necessary, and that's Tyrone Edwards.
Put those guys on a one-on-one. Below the layup is Tyler Moore, but Hazard gets the rebound. Underneath, quick shot by McKeeve. Connor McKeeb with 2 points. And that puts the Sea Kings right back in it.
McKeeve at the right place at the right time, picked up a garbage basket, but it counts as 2.
You got to get the ugly ones. And Anderson tried to get it down low to Devontae. It's knocked out of bounds for a turnover. And back come the Sea Kings with 3:15 left in the first. Nice defense by Ernest Anderson and the Olympians to block that shot away. Or to get the miss. Tyler Moore on the miss.
And of course, we talked about the 3 wins that Palos Verdes has. And of course, one of those 3 wins came against the Olympians just 2 weeks ago, Lou, when they beat the Olympians at Palos Verdes.
And that was a surprise. We're talking to Ali Pervaz and some of the guys as Sean Ostrom comes in for Jordan Hazard. A foul underneath. It's a 2-shot foul. And right away, Sean Ostrom gets the foul, and Devontae Carr will go to the line to shoot 2. Now you see it right there. First one is good. Mookie is a 58%er from the line. As Ali Pervaz looks on.
Don't worry about Mookie. Mookie will be okay. As I say, those guys that win that Tip of the Hat award, they're able to do special things out on the floor.
2:44 left to go in the first quarter. With the ball is Lucas Cooper. Cooper against Marcus Brown.
Whoa.
And that one went out of bounds. So that's the second turnover on the Sea Kings. Marcus Brown is 5'8", a senior, averaging about 2.5 points a game. Stell will run the offense.
Wow, another turnover for the Olympians.
Underneath, and to lay it up and in. Nice passing to Tyler Moore. He gets his first bucket of the game.
So now it's an 11-9 ball game, as you see. Again, Palos Verdes hanging right in there, and thus far, Devon Abner not yet able to get off the schneid as we're under 2 minutes left here in the first quarter.
Well, their defense is forcing a couple of turnovers and into baskets, and that was a long shot by Marcus Brown that didn't go down. So the Sea Kings are warmed up. They're really going a little bit faster than the Olympians right now, Rufus, as the rebound goes to Brown.
Well, the Olympians playing an outside game. There's yet another turnover.
And the ball is right in front of us, and it'll remain Sea King ball. So that's 3 turnovers in a row on the last 3 times down, Rufus. Getting his hand on the ball that time was Lucas Cooper. He's really been a defensive pain for Leuzinger with 1:25 left to go in the first quarter. Sea Kings can at least tie this time down. Back in the ball game is Tyler Colon, and he slips and falls and turns it over inadvertently. It's picked up by Abner. Now
down to the floor, injured. The official can't stop the play. They'll wait. Now they'll whistle. Well, they don't whistle it because the Sea King player is up and going.
Fast break by the Sea Kings, and it's turned over to the Olympians. So coming in the ball game now is Dominique Alexander for Isaac Stell. Now Jamari Hicks is no longer with the club, and so they're going to have to make up. The guys down on the bench are going to have to make up those minutes.
Next man up. That's all you worry about. If somebody leaves, it just opens the door of opportunity for the next guy. And that guy right now is Dominique Alexander, as you mentioned, a 5'4" freshman.
See what he can do. I don't think we've seen him in the first quarter of a game with 30 seconds left. Nice pass underneath to Mookie Carr from Ernest Anderson. 3 points for Mook.
And a great assist. Great assist on that play by Anderson.
So Hazard almost traveled, puts up the shot, can't get it to go down. Rebound is being fought for. Look out. And the possession arrow faces the Olympians. And a good struggle underneath. This one's going to go right down to the wire, Rufus.
And as they would say in the WWF, that was a fireman's carry takedown.
There's a monkey flip. And let's hope Devontae is okay. See, is Devontae still out there?
No, he went to the bench.
Amika Anya, as the shot was made by Devon Abner to make it 15-9 at the end of the quarter. Devon's first 2 points of the game, and let's go to Egidio as we watch Devon's replay. Nice with the left hand.
Thank you guys. Well, a tough battle so far early on here after 1 quarter of play. Leuzinger has the lead. A big reason is because 5 of their plays has at least 1 rebound. They have 6 total rebounds compared to Palos Verdes, who only has 2 rebounds. That's going to be a big factor here tonight. Lou, back to you.
Thank you very much, Egidio. And
the man of the quarter was clearly Isaac Still. A couple of threes and a basket. He had 8 points to lead all scorers there in the first quarter, and certainly to lead the Olympians. No one else other than Mookie Carr had 3, scored more in the basket.
That's right, had a free throw and a basket. So these Sea Kings are here to stay as Nick Ball right in front of us will inbound the ball for Palos Verdes.
And good to see Cologne back on the floor. He went down, shaken up for the Sea Kings.
And nicely done on the alley-oop. Yoon to Cologne. 15-11. It's Marcus Brown down to Devontae Abner. You know, since Dominique Alexander and Brown have been in, the energy level has come up a bit.
Well, that's because guys like that, they want to show the coach what they can do. You can't fault them, man.
And a timeout called, 30-second timeout, as Leuzinger was double-teamed right in front of us.
Right, and Coach Pavaz wanting to avoid the 5-second count in which he knew that they were at risk of.
So timeout on the floor. Emeka Eniagbe is in the ball game, a 6'4" senior for Leuzinger now. I think that's the first time we've seen him in action.
You did real good with the pronunciation of his name, assuming what you did was correct.
Eniagbe?
Yep.
Well, if I don't get a call from his mom, you know I did good. Leuzinger gets the ball with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. They had the ball, called the 30-second timeout. Abner trying to go baseline against Hazard, does, protects the ball nicely.
And got it to go. And, you know, I was about to say, once I saw him take the baseline, that looked good for him.
Cologne with it, wants to go down the middle against Abner, throws a wild pass out, and the rebound is off and a loose ball foul. Is that going to go on Tyrone? If it is,
I think that's, well, let's see. You know, don't want to be premature, but yep, that's who it goes against, and that's 2 on Tyrone. Boy, and we've got 6:50 left here in the first half, and Tyrone already with his second foul, and that sends him to the bench along with Marcus Brown.
Mookie and Stell come in.
Now, what you get with Mookie is that you get inside defensive play, but you don't get the same all over the court defensive play that Tyrone Edwards gives you.
Cologne for three. Won't go down. Abner had it. The ball ends up with it. He can't get it to go down.
So a missed opportunity there by Abner. I'm not sure. Well, he never controlled the ball, so we won't give him a turnover on that play.
And I like the activeness. And right there, a nice pass to Hazard, who now has 5 points.
With a great assist by Tyler Cologne.
They are really active. That's what I like about the Sea Kings.
And this one, Lou, is shaping up as a last possession type of affair. We know 17 days ago when these two teams played, it was a relatively close game at 55-48.
So we got a pushing foul, a loose ball foul.
Looks like that's going to go against Yoon, and it does.
That's his first personal, third team foul. With 5:56 left to go in the half. Alexander for three, misses everything. Rebound is taken by Anderson. Or is there even a rebound on that?
Well, there was a shot, so
Okay.
has to be a rebound. There you go, going to the basket, can't get it to go.
Rebound is to Alexander, shot by Abner, no. Put back, up and in. Is that Ernie Anderson?
That's what it looked like to me, Lou.
What's that?
That it was Ernest Anderson with the basket, even though Mookie was in there.
And a foul on the drive.
Okay, they give that foul to a 2 and a 3, so I believe that was stale.
So that's his second. And the 15th foul. With 5:20 left, and the ball was turned over. That's the fifth turnover by the Sea Kings. Anderson with it. Now Abner against Hazard. Over to Alexander, and we got a travel.
And no debate from Alexander about that, as you mentioned. Wow. And as we see what the loss of Hicks means, I mean, you truly, Lewis, seeing some guys, this is Campos that's now in the game, guys that we just are not accustomed to seeing at this particular stage of the ball game.
And Ernest Campos fouled Tyler Cologne. So that's 6-7 against 5-4.
Now, I hope it's Campos' birthday again tonight. And, you know, a couple of weeks ago, man, that was some good cake that they had as they celebrated Ernest's birthday.
And that's right. First one by Cologne misses. Makes the second one. So it's a 5-point ball game, and Cologne has 5 points.
19-14 our score. Leuzinger still having only trailed once in this game at 2-0.
Long skip pass to Ernie Campos, now to Ernie Anderson. When was the last time we had two Ernies on the floor?
Wow. And now we're going to have an offensive foul against the Olympians.
It's on Mookie. So that's the 6th. Well, they're calling that the 7th officially. And the first on Devontae Carr.
And of course, because it is a team control foul, is the reason you're not shooting the 1-on-1. Fans, if you're wondering, hey, shouldn't they be shooting? No, they shouldn't be.
Alley-oop to Cologne. Knew that wasn't a shot. It was too flat by Peterson. And Cologne has 7 points. And it's a 3-point game now.
And with 4 minutes approaching here in the second quarter, Coach Pavaz recognizes he doesn't have a whole lot of choice except to put Tyrone Edwards back on the floor, so he'll be in at the next dead ball.
Well, they don't have any inside presence at all except for Devontae and maybe Abner. But they need to start working the ball inside somehow against these aggressive Sea Kings and their man defense.
And I agree with you wholeheartedly, Lou.
Oh!
Except you'll take a three, and I believe that was Stell from the outside with his third triple of the game.
That'll work. Lucas Cooper with it, driving against Stell. Three-pointer now by Cologne, wow. And he buries it. 10 points for Tyler.
And now we see why he's getting those looks from Big West teams. I mean, that was a nice stroke, Lou.
It was. Smooth. There's a guy that played local high school ball and local college ball and local pro ball that had a left-handed stroke like that.
Seems to me you're talking about Silk Wilkes.
That's the one. Abner has it with 2:50 left.
3 on the shot clock. Shot goes up. That was Stell again from distance.
Hazard gets it over to McKeeve. Now Cologne on the ball rotation. Wide open wing. A dozen in the first half, and that's 8 in the quarter for Cologne, and it's a 1-point game.
22-21 at 2:22 here in the second quarter.
McKeeve has it on the quick outlet, but nice defense by Stell. Cologne has the hot hand, and with the passing too, finds McKeeve, who has 4 points, and the Sea Kings have the lead at 1:59.
And that's their first lead. Wow, timeout being called by Abner. That's their first lead since it was 2-0.
And good defense by McKeeve and Jordan Hazard on that one. So a 30-second timeout. And let's go to Sebastian.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Tyler Collin is the man for this Palos Verdes Sea Kings team. So far, he has 12 points, a couple assists, and a nice array of fly baskets to the hoop. But one of the things for this Palos Verdes team, if they're going to win, they're going to have to fly on his back. They're going to have to definitely get on his back and carry them against one of the best teams in the Bay League, by some would say, Miracosta. He had 20 points and 12 rebounds. So he's been very impressive in his last couple games in the Bay League. And if they're going to beat Leuzinger for a second time, they're going to have to do it on his terms. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Sebastian. And Cologne has obviously got the saddle on his back with 148. And Stell puts up another 3. That won't go down. And Cologne has taken over. And the foul's going to be on Marcus Brown.
Well, let's hope it's on Marcus Brown. Let's see what Mike Estes says.
No.
Wow. That's Edwards' third foul. I knew he was in the vicinity. Well, is that his third? Well,
yeah, that would be his third.
Okay.
And the 8th team foul. So Cologne goes for his third free throw of the night with 12 points, 10 of them here in the quarter. Gets the first one, it's a 2-point lead. Earns the second. In and out, Abner with the rebound. With 1:40 left. And moving screen.
You see it. That's what the official Erskine Robinson indicates. I don't know if we've got a replay of it, but he says that the Leuzinger screener
that was
stepped into.
That was Ernest Anderson who did a little shuffle.
Is that who they gave the foul to, Ernest Anderson?
Watch it here on the replay.
Yep.
So that's the 9th team foul and the second on Anderson. Jake Peterson with the ball and turns it over to Anderson.
Gotta go.
Nicely done to Abner with a half a dozen. Ties the ball game up, and that snaps a run by the Sea Kings.
But here's the guy they've got to stop. They do a good job of taking the baseline away from him on that one. Good ball hawking defense by Anderson.
Cologne.
Wow.
Ooh. 16 points for Tyler. And their biggest lead in a while.
And just as I was about to say, you're willing to give him that shot.
That's his spot. Brown has a shot blocked by Cologne. What hasn't he done tonight? And it's only the second quarter, the first half. Ball goes out of bounds. It's tipped by Leuzinger with 40 seconds left in the quarter. Coming out of the ball game is Lucas Cooper, and Yoon is back in. He sat down for quite a while.
So I think Leuzinger will try to run this clock down.
Abner misses the shot. Brown puts it up too hard, and Cologne will get his first foul. So now he's done everything.
And you know what, and this gives me an opportunity to make the point I was about to make a minute or two ago, and that was the fact that Cologne had no fouls against him, which tells me that one of the things that the Olympians were not doing, which we had pointed out, was attacking the basket. I mean, they're going to have to make Cologne work at both ends. You know, yeah, he's going to let you sit out there and shoot perimeter shots. He's their post guy. Devontae makes the first free throw. But you got to make him work at both ends, and they were not making him work on the defensive end.
That's true. And now Devontae makes the second. He has 5 points. McKeeve comes in for Nick Ball for the Sea Kings, and Anderson is back in for the Olympians. So it's a 1-point game and full court pressure by the Olympians. And an offensive foul.
Yep. Which counts as a turnover, and that foul is going to go against Connor McKeeve.
That's his first personal. And 15 foul and 7 turnovers. So now the Olympians, are they going to drain the clock, you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, okay.
Okay, well.
Some hooking and holding going on underneath the basket. Hazard has it, steps out of bounds, and it'll be Leuzinger ball again.
And Leuzinger caught a break there because there's no reason they should have taken that early shot. They've had their struggles here in the first half, even though they only trailed by 1. Good call, good eyes by Mike Estes on that. Now we'll see them hold for what I hope would be the last shot with 7 seconds left. They should take this with only about 2 on the clock.
Abner lost control of it, goes up for the shot, and he might get 2 shots at the line with 0.9 seconds left in the first half.
Fouls on number 21. That's indication by Erskine Robinson. That's Jake Peterson.
So Devon Abner with 6 points, his first free throws tonight.
Rattles that one in, but it'll count.
That's right, as long as it goes through. So it's a tie ball game. I don't know about you, but my palms are sweating right now. This is an exciting game. And he gets the lead back for the Olympians and 8 points. Wow, cool hand. Oh, that went off of the speaker. Look out. So the half ends, Rufus, with a 1-point lead for the Leuzinger Olympians as the Sea Kings came roaring back in that quarter.
They certainly did. They put up 18 points in the quarter. The Olympians put up 13. And
the leading scorer for the Leuzinger Olympians is Devon Abner with 8. And let's go to Egidio.
Thank you, guys. Coach, you guys took the lead there with the free throws, the last couple seconds. How do you think your team's playing so far?
We're playing really poor on defense right now. We are playing horrible on defense. They're getting what they want, and then we gave up a couple offensive rebounds in our transition defense. They're getting up here, getting early opportunities. We got to make them work harder. That's the bottom line. I think offensively we got some breaks. Isaac made some shots. We were able to get some free throws there at the end to keep us in this game, but we really got to play better defense in the second half.
Definitely, Isaac has been your big shooter so far. Is the game plan to focus the offense around him tonight?
Well, we know they're going to double. We know they're going to double off on-ball screens. When we set screens, they're going to double. So we're going to draw that double, kick it around, and guys are open. They got to be ready for their opportunity. So he works hard on his shot, and he's going to get some more looks tonight too.
Coach, thank you. Good luck in the second half. Thank you, guys. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Egidio. The leading scorer is Isaac Stell with 11 points, 3 3-pointers in the first half, but putting on a show is Tyler Cologne with 16 points and 14 of them here in the second quarter.
Absolutely, had a big second quarter. As I was saying, they didn't make him work on the defensive end, and when they did, he did draw the foul. I think that's what they're going to have to come out and do. But I tell you what, I sure hope Coach Pavaz chooses to stay on that side of the court. You talk about analysis and breakdown and commentary. He's one of the best that we see in doing it. He understands what his team needs to do. Now the question is, can they come out of the locker room and do what they need to do to get a win here tonight at
Lou
House?
I love it. All right, we'll be back with the third quarter action right after this.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's 1 every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Back here at Lou House just before the third quarter action tonight, and let's go over the scoring for you. Tyler Cologne really putting on a show, 16 points, 2 rebounds and 2 blocks. Will Yoon has no points, but he has 2 rebounds. Tyler McKee has 4 points and 2 rebounds, and Sean Ostrom with a rebound, and with 5 points is Jordan Hazard. For the Leuzinger Olympians, Devon Abner has 8 points and 2 rebounds. 2 rebounds and 2 points for Ernest Anderson. Marcus Brown has 2 rebounds and 2 points for Tyrone Edwards in the first quarter. He got into early foul trouble, has 3 fouls. And 11 points for Isaac Stell with 3 3-pointers, and Devontae Carr with 5 points. And 3 of those points are from the free throw line. Just about ready to get things underway. And again, our officials, Mike Estes and Erskine Robinson. And waiting for everybody to get ready. Inbounding the ball is Ernest Anderson. It's Anderson, Abner, Edwards, Stell, and Carr out for the Leuzinger Olympians. Nice pass underneath to Devontae, and the speed has picked up considerably right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate, and a good save on the play by Devontae.
Yoon, alley-oop to Cologne, and it's stolen away. Nicely done by the Olympians, who've come out on fire. Abner with 10 points. So trying to match that speed, and boy, I don't know if I would have wanted to be a fly on the wall in the Leuzinger locker room. I would have got my wings singed, maybe. And that ball is tipped and stolen away. Isaac Stell against Cologne, and I don't know what kind of a shot that was.
Well, he thought he had Cologne set up to draw a foul against him. He knew he was right on his tail, and it was an attempt at a reverse layup. Didn't go for Stell on that play.
And
but
Cologne,
I think the right idea.
The rebound goes to Carr. Maybe he should have just gone right for the basket and got the foul the easy way. But Cologne wasn't going to have anything to do with it. Edwards with it.
And I don't think there's any accident, Lou, that this burst out of the blocks by the Olympians is in part due to the fact that Tyrone Edwards was on the floor.
And Tyler Cologne collided with Tyrone Edwards.
Come on, Ty, get up.
And he got whacked pretty good.
Well, it was an unexpected collision, but let's face it,
Got the
Cologne's
shoulder.
not exactly that big a guy. If we can see it again, is that what he caught? I was looking away at the action on the floor.
Let's see that replay once more. As Cologne gets his second foul, first team foul. Boom.
Whoa. Okay, yeah. In fact, I see now that was up above the shoulder, certainly unintentional on Cologne's part.
Oh, yeah.
An unfortunate collision, but yeah, there was a bit of a hit neck snap on that one.
In the game for Anderson, or I should say Edwards, is Brown, who has the ball.
I think Carr has to set up again. He was set up just a moment ago. He's got to get out in front of him. Excellent play to draw Cologne away from the basket, which opened it up for Davon Abner. And so just like that, Leuzinger's leading 34-27. 6 quick points here in the third quarter.
And Devon now has a dozen. Hazard with it. Gets it to Peterson. Now McKeeve with it on the rotation. A three-pointer's buried for Connor, and that's only 7 points for him. But that snaps a 6-0 run. Abner with it. Got away with a foot shuffle. And Anderson going up against McKeeve, trying to set things up, get the rotation going. Brown on a mismatch with Hazard. Now the ball is tipped, but it's taken by Stell. Nice little jump shot.
And Stell has had a steady game tonight. I think that maybe that's what you call him, steady Stell.
Cologne with it. Had an off-balance shot. The rebound comes off to Abner. And back he comes with the Olympians. Sea Kings setting their defense already. Brown gets it back to Abner, being guarded closely by Peterson.
Wow. Looking outside again. One of the things we talked about is will they go inside? Right now, this zone is preventing them from doing that. They're having trouble finding the hole, but Stell says, I don't need to find the hole because I can do it from out here.
And the timeout taken by Greg Clark and the Sea Kings, Rufus. There's Isaac. We like Ike.
We like Ike and steady Stell.
Yeah.
So take your choice, fans. I like Ike, or hey, let's go with steady Stell. Looks like we got Higgidio. Is he ready? Almost.
Thank you guys. Well, the hot hand for the Leuzinger Olympians, Isaac Stell, number 23, has 16 total points. He's leading this Leuzinger charge. He's the guy to watch out for on offense for the Olympians. Lou, back to you.
Thank you for that. And 16 of those points, 4 from three-point land, with 4:41 left to go in the third quarter.
And guess what? Another 5-0 run by Leuzinger as it's now 39-30 at the 4:40 mark.
McKeeve wanted to take that three-point shot, but thought better of it, wanted to get his offense going. Outside to Hazard. Peterson. And the ball is tipped, and
Stell knew it was going to be difficult.
Yep.
Took a shot at it, thought maybe the referee won't have his eyes down here on this. And
walking the tightrope.
Great job, though, by Erskine Robinson, which is something folks don't always understand exactly how officials do it, but trust me, it's not that we've got 4, 6, or 8 eyes. You just know where to put your eyes at on the floor.
Good defense by Mookie. Pass was tipped, almost stolen, but Brown picks it up. Abner being guarded very closely by Jake Peterson. Anderson trying to run a screen, but Peterson was too close into Abner. Almost stolen away. Abner
Good job. 3 on the clock. Got to put the shot up.
Carr lets it roll out. Cooper with the rebound, and the ball is tipped by Brown, picked up by Peterson, passed out to McKee for 3.
That's okay. Give the 3 to McKee.
That's 10 for him, and it's a 6-point game.
Here's the key, though, Lou. They've held Cologne in check this quarter. He's scoreless thus far.
Brown with it to Anderson. Now Stell looking for 3 more. That won't go. And the rebound is taken by McKee.
And right now the Olympians trying to get through this quarter with Tyrone Edwards staying on the bench again. A bit shaken up. Looks like he's ready to come back. And just as I say, they had held Cologne in check. What does he do? He gets loose on the baseline and goes in for his first bucket here at the 2:45 mark of the third quarter.
A nice shot by Tyrone. A 3-pointer by Marcus Brown. That was a chest set shot, wasn't it?
Indeed it was. But it was a nice matching basket by the Olympians.
Look out underneath. And Tyrone Cologne is in pain holding his right leg.
Wow, and that could be big for them. Let's see who they give the foul on, and let's see if we've got a replay just to even see the action. Quite frankly, I was looking back the other way. Now the coach has been summoned on the floor. And once he comes out, that means the player has to leave the contest unless he calls a timeout to keep him in the game.
No, a blocking foul was called. Had to be in on Leuzinger.
Okay, well, here's the replay. And it's going to be there.
Can we see that again, guys?
We get one good look at the Leuzinger defender.
After we watch Tyler go off and see how much pressure he can put on that ankle. He's going to get some help now. And Tyler says, "Nah, I'm going to come off on my own power." Tough kid. Okay, here it is underneath there. And it was Devontae.
Yeah.
And I don't know who the other player was. So is it Devontae being called on the block, you think?
That's who I think was the apparent choice for the foul.
Because there was some contact there, and Tyler fell over the other kid. And a nice steal attempt, but it's taken back.
Wow.
Wow.
And you got guys all over the floor.
Acrobatic move by McKeeve. He didn't know whether the ball was still in play or not. Hazard with it. Now to Peterson for 3. Got it.
No, it didn't
go
anything.
It went off. It just hit the net.
Right.
And he was bothered by Ernest Anderson and his defense. As you see, Greg Clark.
Clark is saying it was touch, and the official said no, it wasn't.
Clark trying to play all the angles.
And Mike Estes, a veteran boys varsity official. One of the best in the business over here in the South Bay.
1:42 left in the third quarter. Anderson with it against McKeeve. A man, kind of a 2-3 man zone, if you can understand that. 3 seconds, 2 on the shot clock, a 3-pointer. Won't go down for Brown. The rebound is finally handled by Hazard. 1:15 left in the third quarter. And a kick and a new 35 for the Sea Kings.
So both teams right now, Lou, down a key man. Of course, Cologne on the bench with the ankle problem for Palos Verdes, and Tyrone Edwards. He's down because he ran into Cologne. He and Cologne collided. Let's put it that way.
Have a loose ball foul underneath. And that's going to go on
22. That's
Tyrone.
Well, Tyrone's not even on the floor.
Okay, well then that would be, I don't know.
Well, I guess he was on the floor.
Yep, he sure was. So now he has 4 fouls, second team foul.
Wow.
Ball is tipped out of bounds. And a turnover on the Sea Kings. That's their 10th.
So Tyrone sneaked back on the floor when I wasn't looking, because I was about to say or making a point that he was off the floor, but in fact he was out there.
Under a minute left to go in the third quarter. 7-point Leuzinger lead. Skipped across to Stell for 3. Wow. And he buries another one. That's his second in the quarter for 19 on the night, Rufus. 19 on the night, and clearly. And we got a loose ball foul again. Got a team foul against him. It looks like that was McKeeve. And that goes as a turnover. Team control fouls. And McKeeve comes off. Coming on is Tyler Moore. So that's 11 turnovers for Palos Verdes. About a 2.5-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And the game clock has 25. Stell with it. And the Olympians, man, all of a sudden, they've stretched this thing out. It's a 10-point lead. A 10-point lead at 45-35. So coming down to 7 seconds on the shot clock. 5, Abner with it. 3 seconds, 2. Fall away, not even close, and they're going to call that a shot clock violation. Yep. Because it didn't hit iron. Is that right? That is correct. Oh, I do want to tell you, Rufus, that there you see it there, Rebecca Odoroha, as the quarter comes to an end, Rebecca Odoroha was our national anthem singer, and she is a member of the varsity girls basketball team. All right, well, and Rebecca. And let's go to Sebastian. I'm sorry. No, let's go to Sebastian.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. I talked to Gilbert Sauderbar, the trainer for the Palos Verdes Sea Kings. He said that Tyler has a chronic injury with this ankle sprain. It's an ankle sprain inward, and they said that he has it before. But one of the things that they did was tape it up right now. He may or may not come back in the game. Back to you guys. All right, thank you very much. And Rufus, was it 17-8? Is that what the score was in the third quarter?
That's what, and you're right. That's where I'm at. So 9. Give them 9. If they got 35, no, 8.
So we had a 6-0 run, and then a 5-0 run, and then a 4-0 run. So the Leuzinger Olympians really came out on fire there in that third quarter, right out of the gate.
And with this 10-point lead, they're in pretty good position. Of course, Tyrone Edwards has 4 fouls. So what are they going to do? They're going to try to buy at least 4 minutes, Lou, and not have this lead diminish by much, maybe no more than about 4 points. Of course, they'll have a good shot at that happening for them.
Here comes Abner, and he will get 2 shots at the line. And, boy, you can tell what Tyler Colon really means to this team now.
I think that foul
was on Lucas Cooper.
Well, and that's what I thought it was going to be, and that'll send Abner to the line to shoot a pair.
And Lucas is the football player on the basketball team.
And Abner did, did what you, it was the exact same play that you talked about with Stell in the first half, going against Cologne, and Abner just went to the hole, forced them to make the play instead of trying to do something, I won't call it fancy, but take a situation and make it more difficult than it needed to have been.
Right. So 13 points for for Abner, and an 11-point lead for the Olympians. Blake Goldstein out there now is Gray Clark. There's another steal by Brown. Here comes Anderson. Back to Abner. Look out. Below. And that foul is going to be on number 3, Tyler Moore. And Abner will get 2 more at the line. But another turnover for, there you see it right there. Look out. That's a dangerous play.
That's a very dangerous play, but I will give Devon credit. I think Devon decided, I'm going to get the better. We've got a timeout being called. Looks like by the, well, we don't know.
I think it might have been on the Sea Kings.
Okay, because I was waiting for the mechanic to show.
Let's watch it again, Rufus,
All right.
the play. Nice pass from Anderson, and then Cooper just tried to get the ball out of Abner's hands, and it had to be unintentional.
Well, I got to say it looked that way, but I'll give Abner a lot of credit. It was one of those where it looks like Abner decided this doesn't look like it's going to end well, so I'm going to try to get the best out of this exchange. And that's what he did, protecting himself. I don't have a problem with that.
And on the, on the floor, Sean Ostrom, 6'5" senior on the floor, along with Hazard, number 42. Number 3 is Tyler Moore. As Devon Abner will come up for his close-up. Gets the first one. Lucas Cooper out there as well.
Yep. Now, is that the Gilbert Arenas motion and free throw? No, Hornacek. Hornacek used to do that as well. Deal with the ball, take it, put it over here on the side like that.
Hey, whatever works, man. 15 for Devon. And a steal by Devon, and puts the bunny up, won't go in the hole, and got a foul again underneath. And that's going to go on Ostrom. Not a shooting foul. Coming out is McKeeve, and in the ball game for the first time is Jake Mungare. Abner with it. Finally finds a way to get out of it, and Dominique Alexander back in the ball game. Gives it to Anderson. Back to Carr. Patience being shown now by the Olympians, unlike the first half. And I believe that one's going to go on Tyler Moore.
So Tyler Moore is starting to pick up fouls with a bunch, even though I got to say in Tyler's defense, I thought he was hooked on the play by Abner, quite frankly.
And that's what Sea Kings coach Greg Clark is trying to explain to the officials. But they will say, thank you very much, coach.
Wow, picked up his dribble out top, way too high.
Stell with it. And a double dribble. So a turnover by Leuzinger. And that, by my count, Rufus, is only their 7th of the game.
It's been a well-played game. Now, one of the things that Coach Clark told us, and it's not looking good for his guys right now because there's 6.5 minutes left in the contest, and Leuzinger is sitting on 48 points. He said when the opponent gets 50, his guys have to run suicides, and he attributed that to what picked up their defensive intensity.
That's right.
That was Jordan Hazard losing his balance there. And that's a turnover.
That was Devon Abner.
Olympians. Abner trying to thread the needle and attack the basket. I like the idea. Unfortunately, the execution came up just a little bit short.
Coming down to 6 minutes left to go in the ball game. Muningay now rotates out to Hazard. To Cooper. Gets it back out to Hazard. Nice set shot, banks it off the glass. Now has 7 points. And that's their first bucket of the game, or the quarter, I should say.
First bucket didn't come to 5:35 left.
And a timeout called by Ali Parvaz, and he doesn't like what he sees from his offense. They were coming out hot, and now they're starting to cool off here in the fourth quarter. And on that last bucket by Jordan Hazard, boy, he was channeling his inner Rick Barry. There you go. Watch that.
And I was going to go back one further than that on you. to be honest with you, because it made me think of Bailey Howell, who used to play for the Boston Celtics.
All right. Little bit of history.
Yeah, that's going way back. Once again,
In the way back
kids out
machine.
there going, who's Bailey Howell? As you can see, Cologne sitting there. Obviously, well, they're trying to get him taped up for a run. I got to tell you, there's still some breathing time. There's still some time left. But unless he's coming back soon, you get close to a point where you make a decision. And if the score widens, you're almost compelled to make a decision as to whether or not to shut him down for the night.
Well, that trainer knows what he's doing. 5:32 left to go in the fourth quarter. Ball is inbounded.
Let's also make a note of the fact that at the 5:30 mark, Tyrone Edwards returned.
And Abner threw the ball away and trying to hit Anderson, and Devon looks at Ernie as he runs by and says, "Where were you?" So now a couple of mistakes by the Olympians, and let's see if the Sea Kings are going to take advantage of it as Munagay puts in a three. Mungaray with his first points of the game. And now it's just an 8-point game.
A game that was 11 at one point is now 8. Unfortunately for Palos Verdes, they're racking up the fouls as that one's going to go against Mungaray, whose name he just called because of the three-pointer.
And that's the 7th team foul on the Sea Kings. So Devon Abner has a chance to pad his 15 points from the line. All of his points here in the quarter are from the line. Now has 16. So one more, and is it suicide time for the Sea Kings?
According to what Coach Clark said, it will be.
Now, if you just tuned in, not literally, but suicide is a running exercise, and there you go.
Now, the question will become, the players may well argue that, hey, with Cologne being out of the game, and boy, I had my eye on Tyler Moore that time, and I think the official did as well.
Now, Anderson knocked the ball away and took it coast to coast for the easy layup. And Ernest only has 4.
And that's going to be Tyrone Edwards' 5th foul. As we score the basket. That's it. And that was what I was concerned about, Lou, with 4:28. Yep. And that's what we've got.
So Nick Ball did the nice play, got Tyrone to foul him. So even though you got a 10-point lead, the Olympian crowd is pretty quiet.
That's something that we've got to make a note of, Lou. He was. I marked it down that he came back with 5:30 left. He was only on the floor a minute and 2 seconds.
Free throw is missed. Devontae Carr with the rebound. Full court pressure by the Sea Kings as they got to make a run here. Stell with 4 3-pointers has had the dead eye tonight.
And I think the Olympians, as this has been a 7-7 quarter for each team, wow. And there's going to go a player control foul, turnover against the Olympians, and that one's on Devon.
Only his first, and he ran into Lucas Cooper. However, unintentional it might have been. That's the 10th turnover on Leuzinger, 14 for the Sea Kings. Under 4 minutes left to go in the quarter. Skip pass and a nice catch by Cooper. Drives the baseline, gets it back to Ball, lays it up and in. Trying to make up for the loss of Tyler Cologne.
Excellent ball handler. Devon Abner is against the pressure. I think right now, even if you're losing or you don't want to come out of your offense, and there's another turnover. And boy, if this leads to a quick run out basket, which it does, for Hazard. That's going to force Coach Provaz. Okay.
Almost a steal
Okay.
by Nick Ball. But in Carr's defense, I think Hazard got away with a hold.
I think right now they've got to run the offense through their point guard, Isaac Stell. That's the whole point. That's the whole purpose in having a point guard. Somebody's got to take control out of here and to be able to handle the ball.
Brown saw the wide open wing, but Nick Ball knocked the ball away. So it should still be
I'm not so sure he knocked that one away. I also, like some of the PV fans, thought that he may have lost the handle on it. And I got to tell you, I'm peeking over here at my other eye at Cologne, and he's doing everything he can to get back on the floor. 2 seconds on the clock. You got to let it go, and he does. Whoa!
And Hazard got away with another shove on Devontae Carr. And it remains Leuzinger ball. There you see it underneath. Hazard shoving him with the right on the left arm.
And Lou, this is only a 6-point ball game at 52-46 with 2:45 left.
Leuzinger should have taken advantage, a little bit more advantage of the Sea Kings, but they just keep fighting back. Guys like Nick Ball and Jordan Hazard have really picked up some of the slack. Also, the three-pointer by Mungare. And he's stayed out there.
Now they're running clock, but they've got to get some points up on the board.
Three-pointer by Stell with 3 seconds left on the clock, on the shot clock.
And Lou, win, lose, or draw, I think that seals the deal in my mind's eye, at least, on the player of the game tonight for the Olympians, unless something dramatic happens here and somebody else tosses up a buzzer beater.
And the ball was bounced off of Cooper's foot, taken up by Hazard. Ball with the three-pointer, it's an air ball, and Anderson comes up with the rebound. Alexander lets everybody run by to let clock run off with 1:37 left to go in the fourth quarter.
And also to find Isaac Stale and say, here, you take it, man. I mean, that's what they brought you here for. I'm going to let you do what you're supposed to do.
Well, there goes Ike. Oh, just off the mark rebound, chased down by Alexander, the littlest guy out there. Look out. Stepped on the
and his
sideline.
Little tiny foot caught that much of the line, and Mike Estes, Eagle Eye Mike.
Out of the ball game is Nick
here,
Ball.
and you can see it was definitely a good call. There you go.
Yeah, just barely. In the ball game is Sean Ostrom, and a good stretch of minutes by Nick Ball for the Sea Kings. 1:10 left to go. McKeeve misses it, but he'll get 3 at the line because Devontae was too close. That's his third.
Okay,
and
well,
the 15th foul. Getting set to come in is Tyrone's little brother, Miles Cologne.
Don't have a take on McKee's free throw shooting, but we'll find out right here.
Well, he misses that one.
Well,
and he gets the wah-wah from the Olympian Spirit Squad.
Well, he's got 3 to make 3. Well, right now he's got 2 to make 2. Okay.
Makes that one looked good. So he has 11 points. And out of the ball game is Ostrom. And in is Miles Cologne. So 2 out of 3 and a dozen points for Connor McKee. He's the shooter on this team.
And Mungare comes in for him, though. 7-point game with 1:09 left. Fans. The Olympians have stood up to the test thus far, led by Isaac Stell.
Stell beats the full court pressure.
There you go.
Alexander.
There we go.
Underneath and a push. Devontae will go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, it took Devontae a half a second to gather himself, and in that time that it took to gather himself, that allowed Lucas Cooper to come over and give the foul.
Under a minute left to go, 56 seconds. Devontae Carr with 7 points. None in this quarter.
Well,
Make that 1. And coming back in for height
so let me ask
is
you
Sean Ostrom.
a question. If 3 amigos, but 1 amigo is missing, is it still 3 amigos?
Dos dummies. Wait a minute, no. 3-pointers by McKee won't go down. Stell gets the rebound way outside. No, not those dummies.
Stell recognizing that the clock is his ally. Devontae can't get a big basket to go down. They should have been able to get to go. Abner recognizes again that we don't need points. We need the clock to expire. Foul given by number 33, Sean Ostrom, and that's going to send Abner to the line to shoot. They've got 9 posted on the board right now. I don't know if that's going to change to 10. If it does, it'll be a 2-shot foul.
No, I believe that's their 9th.
Okay, so it'll be 1-1.
Let's see, Dos Diplomaticos.
Well, I mean, I think the name of the group, the Beatles, were still the Beatles, even though there are only 2 Beatles left.
The Fab Four.
Okay.
So 18 points now for Damon Abner. There you go. We heard him back in the truck there, the gruesome twosome.
Well, we'll see if they self-proclaim themselves. Wow, missed by Abner. So he makes 1 out of 2.
For a 10-point lead, and that shot, a wild one off the backboard, and the ball is still being fought for, picked up and taken by Stell now as Deontay Bolden is in the game, and another foul.
That foul by Jake Peterson, and that's going to send Stell to the line.
And it's double bonus time now. Isaac Stell with 22 points, his first time at the line, I believe. Yes. They can make him from beyond 18 feet or 20 feet.
The struggles at 15. What? So he makes 1 out of 2.
So has 23 points.
No need to foul.
Rebound is off, and
wow,
Anderson was fouled trying to get the rebound. Jordan Hazard gets his second. So 8 seconds left to go in the ball game. And Leuzinger trying to climb up the Bay League ladder.
And Devontae Carr, brother, as I was told by Candy, of Trey Anderson.
Okay. Now 61 for the Olympians and a dozen for Devontae. Hazard for 3. Little long, good defense by Anderson. And Devontae with the rebound, and that's going to do it. The Leuzinger Olympians defeat the Sea Kings of Palos Verdes 61-48. The Leuzinger Olympians improved to 9-13 overall, 2-3 in the Bay League. The Sea Kings fall to 11-11 and 3-3 in the Bay League. So let's look at those standings now. And it was 2-3 in Palos Verdes, now 3-3. But the Olympians have a makeup game, and that's coming up later this week. As a matter of fact, they've got 3 games next week.
3 games, as I said, on Monday. They
home
play
and home.
back-to-back against Peninsula Monday and Tuesday.
And then Friday at Maricosta. So not an easy task, but they need to get going. And let's go to Egidio.
So I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
For you guys hold the destiny in your own hands pretty much. If you win out, you have a shot at making it in the postseason. How do you think your team's going to perform here moving on forward?
I think the worst is behind us. You know, we all know what we have to do to do better, so all we have to do is just do it. So I think we should be good.
Thank you very much. Good job and a great game today. Thank you. Thank you. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Egidio. Sounds like he had a little bit too much coffee today.
Right.
But why don't we go over some of the scoring here, these Olympians, and 18 points for Devon Abner. By my count, he had 4 rebounds, and 4 points for Ernest Anderson. Looked like he ended up with 4 rebounds. Marcus Brown coming in, getting some good minutes, had 2 rebounds, and let's go to Sebastian.
In that third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, he had it rolling. He's probably his best game of the year. He was playing well, rebounding, defending. You know, it's basketball, though. You got to find a way to win when guys get hurt. So.
And what do you think went wrong in that fourth quarter where you think you guys were able to get the league down to 6 and then kind of went back up a little bit?
We cut it to 8. We fouled. We cut it to 6. We didn't get a rebound. We get a chance to cut it to 6. We miss a free throw. I mean, you know, all credit to Leuzinger, but every chance we had to get back in the game, we gave it away. You know, they made plays. Their pressure was, you know, much better. I don't know what their fast break points were, but it was a lot, and that was the difference in the game. You know, they're good. So, you know, we just can't beat ourselves. You got to capitalize when you have a chance. You know, that's 2 points, 1 point, and then they got a 3 off the offensive rebound. So it went from 6 to 9. I mean, they're the plays you have to make to win a big game. So.
If Cologne it has to miss a few more games, how do you gather your guys in practice and let them know that they have to get these wins without him?
I think they know that. They're seniors. They understand. I got 10 seniors. They want to win. They know the time's now. You know, obviously it's not going to be hard to get up for Peninsula or West next week. You know, CIF is looming. I think we got a shot to make a pretty good run there. You know, I don't think they're going to be worried about it in terms of, you know, being defeated. They'll just find a way. That's the good thing of having an older group. So.
Coach, good game. No problem. There you go, guys. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Sebastian. And let's go over some of that scoring again. I said Ernie Anderson had 4 points. He had 7 points because he had a 3-pointer in the third quarter. And 18 points for Devon Abner. And 2 points for Tyrone Edwards, who was in foul trouble all game long. And 23 points for Egidio's guest, Isaac Stell. 5 of those from 3-pointer. Did he have 6 3-pointers? He had 6 3-pointers and a dozen for Devontae Carr. So, well, you'd like to see the Olympians have a little bit more balanced scoring than that, Rufus. But again, they're a couple of guys down, and right. You got to get these other kids to step up, and they have been.
And the key was they actually had three good scorers on the floor, as you mentioned, between Abner, Stell, and Devontae Mookie Carr. And, of course, Tyrone Edwards, who was hounded by foul trouble throughout the night, would have clearly been their 4th guy, as well as their defensive stopper. His fouling out obviously canceled out the fact that Cologne went out with the injury, Tyler Cologne, because we know his brother is Miles, which we hate to see. And by the way, right. Let's hope that he's well soon. I mean, it was our first chance to see him here on CityTV, and I got to tell you, for when he was in there, particularly that second quarter, he really put on a show.
He lit it up,
and showed you why he truly is a Division I prospect.
And I tell you what, if the game was any closer, we might have seen him back in there.
You may have, and that's what I was thinking. I mean, they taped him up. He put the shoes on, and looked like he might have come back. But as I said, when the margin of difference widened, that's when Coach Clark, I think, made the very wise decision to shut him down for the night. Go ahead and get ready for the rest of league play.
That's right, and possibly the playoffs for the Sea Kings. And what a turnaround Greg Clark has made at Palos Verdes High School. Tyler Cologne ended up with 18 points, 2 points for Tyler Moore, 12 for Connor McKeeve, and 3 points for Jake Mungaray. And that made it a little nervous time in the fourth quarter. And 9 points for Jordan Hazard, who played pretty much the entire game. I think he sat down a little bit, but not a whole lot. And 4 points for Nick Ball. And well, that brings us to our player of the game and tip of the hat. So why don't we scratch our heads and think about it and take a timeout?
Hey.
Right after this on City TV.
Hi, I'm Donnell Beverly from the University of Connecticut, home of the 2011 National Championship Yukon Huskies basketball team, and your Leuzinger Olympians.
Beverly around the back, follow-away jumper. Good, beautiful shot.
It wasn't too long ago that I was playing basketball right here.
I just want to thank him for having me here. I'm honored to play here.
And the Huskies are the top dog in 2011.
Winning the NCAA championship has always been a goal of mine, but so is getting a great education that will last me a lifetime. You can achieve your goals too. All you have to do is work hard and dream hard, and you can do anything you put your mind to.
Well, I would say, Isaac would be our player of the game.
Yep. Isaac Stale. ISAAC. STELL. Right.
Yes. No,
23.
23.
Tip of the hat for my money is Devon Abner tonight.
You and I are thinking down the same road, brother.
All right.
DAVON. Hey, Abner.
There you go. Is that Louie? Yeah, Louie gonna say Abner.
Abner. What was? Oh, that was Bewitched.
Yeah.
Mrs. Kravitz.
Yeah.
Saying Abner. 0. Hey guys. Here comes Coach Parvaz. You want to tackle him? Will somebody get him? Okay.
Looks like Gideon is
okay.
All set.
Mm-hmm. Final score again from Lou House, 61-48, Leuzinger over the Sea Kings of Palos Verdes. And let's go to center court, Negidio.
Thank you, guys. Coach, exciting game here tonight. A little too close for comfort at some points for you. How do you think your team performed here?
With the exception of those 4 turnovers we had in the fourth quarter, I think we had 4 turnovers almost on like 4 plays. It was like 5-6 plays in a row. We turned the ball over 4 times, and we weren't doing that all game. But you know, they didn't hurt us on the other end. We got back, we played defense. They did hit 1 3-pointer off our turnover over there. Other than that, I thought we played a pretty good half. You know, we locked in defensively a little bit more, and we didn't give up any second chance points. And offensively, we shared the ball and got the ball to the open man, and guys made shots.
Definitely, and speaking of offense, David Abner and Isaac Stell, huge offensive game for both of them. How do you think they performed here tonight for you guys?
I thought they did what they needed us to do. We needed them to do. You know, Isaac texted me last night, you know, talking about his role on the team, and you know, he doesn't know if he should be shooting or what. And I told him, you're open, you shoot. I don't care if you're 0 for 5. You better make that 6th one. And you know, today he shot the ball with a little bit of confidence, and he made some big plays for us. And you know, Abner's been carrying us the whole way, so he did that. But other guys came in and gave us some good minutes too. You know, I thought Devontae getting the free throw line, making his free throws. He's been struggling at the line, and he's been sticking around after practice. He was here about an hour and a half before the game shooting free throws today, and it paid dividends. And you know, I'm really proud of my guys for that. It's just really battling through. PV's a good team. You know, they got some good players, and you know, they beat us at their place, and you know, we came back and we were able to answer.
Definitely, and we said we talked to you a little bit before the game started. You guys pretty much hold the destiny in your own hands. How do you think your team's going to perform here the rest of the way in pretty much a must-win situation every week?
It's going to be a tough test for us, you know, mentally and physically next week. You know, we got to play on Monday. We haven't played on Mondays this year. We got to go up the hill and play at the zoo, which is always tough. And Peninsula's been playing really well. So you know, they're kind of in the same place we are. And you know, both teams are going to want to win, and we got back-to-back games with them. Those are going to be really tough, and then we got to bounce back and we got to get coastal back. So it's going to be a really tough test for us. We got to go one game at a time, one possession at a time, and I think hopefully this can give our guys some confidence going into those games.
Coach, thanks a lot again. Good luck and the rest of the way, and congratulations tonight. Thank you, guys. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Egidio and Sebastian. And don't know if we're going to do the gruesome twosome. I don't know. They're just kind of walking off stage left. So stage right. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They are getting set. Okay. You never know because we didn't get the script in time.
Right.
But for the player of the game, of course, we talked about Isaac Stell, and Coach Pervaz talked about him. Said just take the ball. And an old hockey coach told me once about his scorers out there. He says I only want them to do 3 things: shoot, shoot, shoot. And that's pretty much what Coach Pervaz told Isaac Stell to do.
And that's what Stell did, and of course he ends up with 23 points on the night. And not only was it just 23 points, Lou, they were big baskets at key times. Remember, in the first quarter alone, when he really got him started, it was Isaac Stell against PV, and he had outscored him at one point by himself. He went on an 8-0 run. We said that Leuzinger went on an 8-0 run. It was actually Isaac Stell that went on an 8-0 run that put him out front 8-2.
Well, before we get to the player of the game and the tip of the hat, why don't we go to our dynamic duo and have their take on tonight's game?
Hey, thanks a lot, guys, for sending it down here to me, myself, Sebastian Spencer, and Egidio DeLeo. Egidio, as the Sea Kings fought to the Leuzinger Olympians 48-61, I mean, Leuzinger played a pretty complete game tonight.
Definitely loser from the start to bottom. It got a little closer, a little competitive by Palos Verdes, but Leuzinger pretty much had control of this whole game. They did it on rebounds. Like I said, they out-rebounded Palos Verdes from 6-3 in the first half and then dominated in the second half as well. Isaac Stell was stellar on offense, as well as Devon Abner shooting shots, taking rebounds, and pretty much, like you said, a complete game all around for the Olympians.
They definitely had no answer for Isaac Stell. But talk a little bit more about Devon Abner. He's somebody who continues to impress us week after week. You know, even if it's a win or a loss, he's always playing very well, averaging 18.3 points a game. Talk about him a little bit.
Exactly. Devon Abner has been the guy that this team before the season was going to rally around, and they've done just that. You heard Coach Pervaz speak about him earlier. He said this is the guy they go to. He's been talking to he's the guy averaging almost 20 points per game. Definitely the shooter. He leads the team in points per game, rebounds per game, and also the assist leader on this Leuzinger Olympians team. So definitely this team is built around him, and he's done a pretty good job here carrying it. He has to do an amazing job the rest of the way. Like we said, they are a must-win situation every single week from now on for the Olympians.
And unfortunately, both of the stars of both teams could not battle it out tonight. Tyler Cologne went down, as you guys said, in the third quarter with that ankle injury, and then he was having a great game as well. Me and you were on the sidelines watching. I mean, he can do pretty much everything. He can shoot the basketball. He has the best court vision that I've seen for a big man in the Bay League, and he definitely knows how to rebound the ball and play the game good as well. But another bright spot for them was Connor McKeeve. He hit a couple nice three-point shots. He's a great shooter. Coach told us before the game that he's a Division III recruit. There's a lot of schools looking at him at that level. But talk about what you saw from Tyler Cologne and what type of player you think he could be on the next level.
Tyler Cologne was amazing. Like we said, we both talked about it. We're very impressed with his shooting. He could do it all around, but his shooting, he had a beautiful shot, especially from the outside, from the arc. Tyler Cologne hurt this team when he went out with that ankle injury. As soon as he got pulled out, the momentum, this team deflated a little bit. Those shots, those three-point baskets you were making earlier could definitely help the Sea Kings come back and make a huge comeback for this in this game here in a must-win in a Bay League. But unfortunately, he went down with an ankle injury, and so did the Sea Kings.
Definitely. He definitely is the heart and soul of this team. Had the most rebounds, had the most points. Definitely, I think, had the most assists, too, more than a point guard. So he was definitely carrying this Palos Verdes Sea Kings team. Unfortunate that he wasn't able to finish the game, guys. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Egidio and Spencer, or Sebastian Spencer and Egidio DeLeo, the dynamic duo, or the three amigos -1. Well, Rufus, it is time for our player of the game and our tip of the hat game. And I think we tipped our player of the game by saying it's Isaac Stell.
Isaac Steady Stell.
Stellar.
I like Ike.
I like
Stell.
Ike.
All
That's
right. But he had a great game. We already talked about that. Our tip of the hat award winner tonight goes to a guy who he really got in gear as well. We saw him struggle just a little bit, but tonight he came through and showed why he's the Olympian leading scorer and their go-to guy and the guy that their offense runs through. And that's none other than wears uniform 0, but he's a hero. I'm talking about none other than Devon Abner. Devon, you are tonight's tip of the hat award winner.
That is a beautiful brim you got there. It's a navy blue. Just to match. Oh, it matches. I tell you.
Match the outfit.
It's too
so
hot.
Congratulations to both of those guys, so Isaac
right.
Stell and Davon Abner, because you're right. They led the Olympians tonight to the win that they so desperately needed. And as Coach Pavard said, come Monday morning or Monday afternoon, they've got to go up to Palos Verdes and then come right back on Tuesday and play those guys again.
Yeah, well, it's just one at a time. Okay.
All righty.
Just like we do it, one at a time. Let's put a bow on this one and put it up in the win column.
It's done.
Okay, there it goes. They're up in the win column there for Leuzinger. And for Rufus Washington, Egidio DeLeo and Sebastian Spencer, and the terrific CityTV sports crew led by Tom, the award-winning Tom Strickfaden. I'm Lou Stowers telling you once again the score from
Lou House.
61-48 Olympians over the Sea Kings. Until next time, so long.